remember that old song, "It's All About You, Lord"? That's what I want to talk about today. This is Life Lessons for the Heart, and I'm Mary Alice. I'm going to talk about this in terms of alignment. Cars need alignment. Our furniture needs rearranging. Bodies might need some chiropractic alignment. But what about our inward life? Sometimes it needs realignment. When I first was awakened to the Lord, I had no understanding, not a clue of what had happened in me. But the Lord directed me very promptly to Reverend Roxanne Brandt, who was teaching on the Zadok priesthood. Now you'll find that in Ezekiel 44, verses 10 to 14. I'm not going to go into it. I'm just going to give you my takeaway. Basically, there were some of the Levitical priesthood who were to minister to the house for all the services there, whereas the Zadok priests shall come near to minister unto me. It was that way that I received my instruction, that as a new believer, a new covenant priest, my first ministry, my first love is unto him, ministering to the Lord. Let's look at some of the ways that as Christians, we can get caught up in the outer court, in the house, Christian things that can supplant intercession, writing a lesson. Oh, I know something about that. Feeding the poor, being a greeter at the door, children's, young adults, recovery ministry, all adding to the demands on me. And scrolling our Facebook Christian material and watching Christian TV can all be a part of our lives, but not at the expense of him. When surface, outer court activity supplants inner fertility, it's time to rearrange. It's time to realign. Putting things about him and for him to the background while bringing the one thing needful to the fore. In Romans chapter 11, verse 36, I think it's the Passion Translation that says, everything finds its fulfillment in him. And maybe I'm a little different when I look at Matthew chapter 10, verse 1. Now that's the place where our Lord Jesus gave his disciples the authority to heal sickness, drive out demons, etc. But his first words were, he called his disciples to himself. Sometimes we get ministering for the Lord confused with ministering to the Lord. Now, the Lord gave me the title, Live Your Spirit Realm Reality. And even looking at spirit, considering realm can boot him off the helm. But today, let's check our alignment, clearly bringing him to the forefront, because as Watchman Nee has said, he is the sum of all things spiritual. Now, we're still kind of at the beginning of the year, and we clean out clutter, keeping only what is needful. Jesus has something to say about that. And what I find curious in looking at Luke chapter 10 is that, and we know, the Bible he didn't speak in chapters, but the way it's divided in our living word. He begins that chapter by proclaiming a labor shortage. He needs more laborers in the harvest. But to me, it's enlightening that just a short time later, he's invited, a certain woman, Martha, invited her into her house. You know, I kind of think that means she invited him into her life, into her heart. She saw his value. And Martha had a sister, Mary, that sat at Jesus' feet, absorbing every revelation he shared. Now, really, he is the living word. He is the revelation of the mind of God. So everything he shared was revelatory. And you know the story. Martha got miffed that Mary had left her alone to serve. Come on, have her help in the house. Jesus answered, Martha, my beloved Martha, why are you so upset? Pulled away by all these distractions. Mary had discovered the one thing needful, the one thing most important, by choosing to sit at my feet. She's undistracted, and I will not take that privilege from her. The same privilege is offered you and I, aligning him properly. Because it is all about you, Lord.